That's Richard, and this is Lap of the World. For those of you who have been following us in the last month, this scene may look a bit familiar, but kind of different. That's Yellow. And we are not with the NSX. In fact, we are with her younger Italian stepsister,
who has admittedly thrown a little bit of a fit this morning. Probably jealous of all the attention that's been lavished on her sister. But we are taking her down to just north of Atlanta for what we're calling a spa day to deal with actually an issue that we've been having since we've owned the car. And it's a little bit of a weird one. So, at some point, I have to surmise in this car's history, probably prior to our ownership, it was left with a battery flat for long enough that the ECU reset all the way to Italy, like where it rolled off the line in Santa Agata, because right now, she thinks she's European for some reason. We have this light on the dash. Well, there's several lights on the dash right now that you're probably looking at. One of them is because we've been driving the car for more than an hour and the oil's thinned out, and then the VVT solenoids are throwing a fit because that's what they do right now. I just need to go with I'm going to go with a thicker oil when I change it this next cycle, and that should take care of that. The brake wear indicator is a lie. There is plenty of pad left, and I think it's just one of the pad sensors that's probably decided to do what it wants. And then the last one, though, is the one that we're going to deal with today, which is the bulb warning. Now, when we bought the car, I chased this one around a little ways because I thought it was just a bulb out, but that is not the case. All the bulbs are working that should be working. The problem is, when I pulled the code, is that it's looking for the side markers to blink when I turn the blinker on, which would be fine if this were a European car and subject to the regulation they have that side markers blink when you turn the blinker on. However, a U.S. market car is subject to no such regulations, so the side markers aren't supposed to blink. And I'm clearly not the first person to have had this problem, because it took a little digging after I kind of exhausted that it wasn't a bulb and it wasn't an electrical connection, and that all the side markers in fact do turn on when you have the lights on, but they just don't blink. And so then I had to dig around, like, should the side markers blink? The answer is no. And I finally found a forum post that actually, where somebody had figured this out and then had it fixed, where they had a little bit of an ECU reset done, or a couple of parameters in the ECU fiddled with, that got that to go away. And then after that, all I have to do is not let the battery go flat and sit flat for like a month or whatever happened before. But that's what we are doing, and we are currently headed down to Atlanta via Highway 411, which is a little bit of the scenic route.
Yeah, we decided to take the scenic route because, well, we could. Little reminiscent of our road trip. But we are headed down there now, and we will pick you back up from the shop. We have arrived.
Yep, we made it to interchangeable Motorcars of Atlanta or Motorcars of Georgia.
Why not both?
The sign out front says Motorcars of Georgia. The signs on the buildings and their email addresses say Motorcars of Atlanta. So either way, it is the probably the North Atlanta exotic car dealership.
Yeah, I mean, it's a pretty impressive little lot here with Koenigsegg, Rolls-Royce, Lamborghini, and McLaren.
Yeah, so got a showroom full, and that's probably where we're going to end up next as we're waiting. Luke has our keys around back and is taking the car around to get the computer spelunked within and see, kind of give it a little bit of a reset, and then also deal with that one weird fault. So, something he apparently hasn't seen before, but I gave him some documentation, so hopefully that that sorts it out. But in the meantime, though, we're gonna go wander around and look at some pretty things.
All right, well, we are back on the road again, and, you know, a successful trip.
Yep, critically with no lights on the dash anymore.
Well, mostly no lights.
Sorry. So the check engine lights did come back on the way home after a couple of hours. But we at least know what that is now. They went ahead and pulled those codes while they were in there messing with the ECU. They were O2 sensor codes, so probably just have a little bit of fouling there potentially from some other issues that we're going to try and research a little bit further. But critically, we don't have the blinking light warning anymore, or the marker light not blinking warning isn't there anymore. And as a happy byproduct, the car now also understands that it has enough brake pad left. So the brake warning fault is also gone, which is nice. And so we are left with only the kind of business as usual check engine lights. But that's probably a story for another video.
And we are back in Tennessee and headed home. So, I mean, overall, a successful trip and a little scenic drive home.
Yep. To see some of the more pleasantly quaint areas of southeastern Tennessee and northern Georgia.
Yeah, with some also strange variety stores like gas station and taxidermy.
Yeah, you never know what you're going to find. It's always and something we figured out here.
So, well, we are going to keep driving and, enjoy the scenery.
Yeah, so we're probably going to drop it here. I will, if there's any little update, I'll put a little voiceover in. But otherwise, I'm Richard.
I'm Liz.
We will see you in the next video, if not at the track.